Guys, I genuinely think that the Black Templars might be the most Warhammer faction in all of Warhammer. Like if someone asked, hey, what's this universe about? You could honestly just show them a picture of a Black Templar and be like, yeah, so it's basically these giant religious knights in space, chain swords to their hands, and spend all their time screaming at aliens. That's pretty much the setting. And the thing is, they're not even evil. That's the crazy part. They're technically the good guys, which says so much about Warhammer. Imagine you're just a normal human in the 40k universe, right? Which already means your life sucks. You probably work 19-hour factory shifts, making bullets for a war you'll never even understand. Your apartment is the size of a microwave. The air quality alone probably kills 3 people a week. And one day, your planet gets invaded, right? Sirens going off, buildings exploding, people panicking everywhere. Nobody even knows what's attacking yet. And then someone says, it's chaos. Now guys, if you hear chaos in Warhammer, you are finished. Because chaos is basically demons, hell, corruption, possession, nightmares, and basically every bad decision humanity's ever made all mixed together. And right when everybody thinks that they're doomed, these absolutely massive ships show up in orbit. Not sleek sci-fi ships either, no. Black Templar ships look like somebody turned an angry cathedral into a weapon. Everything's gothic. Huge statues everywhere, giant crosses, candles for some reason. Like these guys discovered electricity 38,000 years ago and still said, nah guys, keep the candles, it looks sick. And then the Space Marines arrive. Black armor, white cloaks, chains hanging off weapons, and they are not calm at all. These guys hit the ground already yelling, not tactical yelling either, religious yelling. Like imagine medieval crusaders mixed with football hooligans mixed with genetically engineered tanks. That's basically the Black Templars. And honestly, I love this. Now, for the people who've never heard of Warhammer, first of all, good luck, because this universe is ridiculous. Warhammer 40k takes place in the far future where humanity did technically conquer the galaxy, but then everything that could go wrong went wrong. The government is horrible, aliens are horrible, space itself sucks, even technology sucks. Guys, they literally pray to machines. There are people in this universe whose entire job is putting incense on computers because nobody fully understands how anything works anymore. Like, imagine taking your laptop to IT support and the guy pulls out holy water. That's 40k. And protecting humanity are the Space Marines, which are basically superhuman soldiers. 8 foot tall, extra organs, massive armor. They're like if knights became biological refrigerators. And even amongst these Space Marines, the Black Templars are considered extreme, which is insane because Space Marines in general are already lunatics. Alright, so the Black Templars come from a legion called the Imperial Fists, and their Primarch, basically their giant superhuman gene dad, was Rogal Dorn. Now, Rogal Dorn is one of the funniest Primarchs unintentionally, because this man has one hobby: building walls. That's it. That's his passion. Other Primarchs are artists or philosophers or conquerors. Dorn's just standing there like, guys, what if the wall was thicker? That's his whole thing. He loves defense. You know those dads who become obsessed with home security after watching that one documentary? Yeah, that's Rogal Dorn, except he has an army. And the Imperial Fists basically became famous for never backing down. These guys will defend a position until reality itself gives up, which sounds cool, until you realize their casualty rates must have been horrific. Then the Horus Heresy happens. Try saying that 3 times. And guys, the Horus Heresy is basically what happens if you take the Roman Empire, Star Wars, and the Bible, all had a nervous breakdown simultaneously. Half the Space Marines betray humanity. The galaxy catches fire, everything collapses, and humanity almost dies. The Emperor himself ends up mortally wounded and gets stuck on a giant life support throne for 10,000 years. Which, by the way, is one of the funniest accidental plot points in fiction. Because the Emperor spent his entire life, which is thousands of years, trying to stop religion. He hated superstitions. And the second he can't talk anymore, humanity immediately turns him into a god. That's probably the most human thing I've ever heard. Humanity saw a giant glowing Superman and went, yeah, we're definitely worshipping that. And out of all this chaos, one guy completely changes. Now, Sigismund is basically the prototype Black Templar, and this guy is terrifying. Not loud terrifying, not Joker terrifying, quiet guy at the gym who somehow deadlifts impossible amounts of weight terrifying. He barely talks, he just fights. And over time, he becomes completely obsessed with the idea that humanity is in a holy war. Not politically, not in a military way, but spiritually. And honestly, after seeing literal demons invade reality, I kinda get it. Because imagine seeing actual hell portals open and someone's actually trying to have nuanced political discussions. At that point, you'd probably be a fanatic too. So after the heresy ends, the Space Marines get reorganized into smaller chapters. Most chapters get a homeworld, a fortress, stable recruitment, structure. The Black Templars basically say, or, what if we just crusaded forever? And guys, I need you to understand, they mean forever. 10,000 years later, they're still doing it. No retirement, no breaks, no vacation planets. These guys wake up every morning and choose violence. And because they're constantly spread across the galaxy fighting wars, nobody actually knows how many Black Templars there are. Which is hilarious because technically Space Marine chapters are supposed to have limits. The Black Templars absolutely do not care. They're basically using a loophole. It's like if the IRS asked how many employees you had, and you said, well, technically they're all on separate business trips. And honestly, guys, this is why people love them, because they feel simple in a universe that's completely insane. The Black Templars don't overcomplicate anything. Enemy exists, kill it. Planet corrupted, purge it. Demon invasion, chainsword time. And aesthetically, they're perfect. Everything about them goes so hard. Black armor, knight tabards, giant crosses, sword relics. They literally chain weapons to their wrists because dropping your weapon is considered shameful. Which looks amazing, but realistically, must make basic tasks unbelievably difficult. Imagine trying to scratch an itch like that. And then there's the Psyker thing. Guys, Black Templars hate Psykers. Now, Psykers are basically space wizards. But the problem is their magic comes from the warp, which is hell, like actual hell. So every time a Psyker uses powers, there's always a small chance reality collapses and demons arrive. Which honestly makes the Black Templars' reactions pretty reasonable. Other Space Marine chapters, Psykers are dangerous but useful. Black Templars, burn it with fire, brother. They got no librarians, no psychic nonsense, just faith and aggression. Which creates this hilarious situation where everyone else in the galaxy is evolving, technologically and spiritually, and the Black Templars are still solving problems like medieval knights. Brother, the enemy has mastered cosmic horrors. Then we shall hit him harder, brother. And guys, their combat style is complete madness. These are not careful tactical soldiers. These guys sprint directly at monsters. Orcs, demons, Tyranids, doesn't matter. They genuinely believe dying in battle for the Emperor is honorable. So they fight like people who are no longer concerned about self-preservation. Which is horrifying, because fear is normally how you stop armies. Black Templars barely have any fear. Like, imagine being an alien defending a position, and hundreds of 8-foot-tall armored religious fanatics are charging at you while chanting prayers loud enough to shake the walls. I'm surrendering immediately. Honestly, I'm surrendering before they even land. And then we get to one of the hardest moments in 40k. Old Sigismund fighting Abaddon the Despoiler. Now Abaddon is basically the chaos guy. Huge armor, demonic weapons, literal chosen champion of chaos. And Sigismund at this point is old. Like, even for a Space Marine. But he still almost kills Abaddon anyway. Which is ridiculous. That's like a retired knight showing up with arthritis and still nearly beating the final boss through pure hatred. But before Sigismund dies, he warns that the war is never ending. Chaos will always come back. Humanity will always be fighting. And 10,000 years later, the Black Templars are still carrying that mentality, still crusading, still fighting, still screaming prayers while launching themselves into impossible wars. And honestly, that's what makes them so sick. Not just the armor, not just the aesthetic, it's the commitment. Because the galaxy of 40k is miserable. Everything is dying. Humanity is collapsing. Nobody actually knows if there's hope. The Black Templars don't care. They don't need hope. That's the scary part. They just need purpose. Their purpose is eternal war, which is completely insane, but also unbelievably badass. In a galaxy where everyone is losing faith, Black Templars weaponized theirs. And yeah guys, that's the Black Templars. Honestly, one of the coolest factions in 40k. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe, it really helps me out. Peace!